6 days away from the presidential election, and both candidates are covering familiar territory as they battle over the battleground states. Former President Donald Trump held a rally in Rocky Mountain, North Carolina earlier today and will later head to Wisconsin tonight to address voters in Green Bay alongside former Packers quarterback Brett Favre. Meanwhile, right now, Vice President Kamala Harris is heading to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to host a campaign rally after she spoke earlier in North Carolina. She will also travel to the Badger State this evening. The vice president is looking to continue the momentum from last night's speech at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C., where an estimated 70,000 people attended. She made a promise during the speech that might be at least part of the reason home builder stocks are rallying today. Here's what she said. Listen.
For years, we have heard excuses about why America can't build enough housing. Enough with the excuses. I'm going to cut the red tape and work with the private sector and local governments to speed up building and get it done.
But with Donald Trump polling better on the overall economy, will it have enough punch to push Harris to lead in these final days? Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, Charles Phillips, venture capitalist, former president and director of Oracle. Charles serves on multiple boards of directors, including American Express and Compass, and you are now the co-founder and managing partner at investment firm Recognize. And I'm not done, Charles. You are also the co-chair of the Black Economic Alliance and a former Marine captain. I mean, what else have you done?
That's enough, I think.
Well, listen, we're happy you're here because you can give us a whole bunch of perspectives all in one, even though they are obviously different echelons of Americans today. But Harris has been long touting her idea during her presidential campaign that she would give $50,000 down payments to homeowners who could establish the fact that they have paid their rent on time for 2 years. But that didn't at the time address the inventory issue. Today, last night, she made that rare address about the inventory issues, saying she would work with the home builders and the regulators to, get rid of some of the red tape. Is that enough for some people to look at this and say, well, now she at least is talking about both sides, not just a giveaway to the home purchasers?
Well, first of all, good to see you again. She's been talking about this housing issue for at least 3 years with me, and so this is not a new idea. The inventory is like a third of what it was in 2007. Prices are up about 50% over the last 5 years.
Huge shortage.
We're probably 7 million short across the nation. And so if you look at kind of homes available for sale at any given point in time, it's about 4 million. Usually it's 7 million. And so this is an issue that affects everyone. And I think there's no president has really taken it on in years. And so I think it's a good issue for her on the supply side. Creates a lot of jobs, creates wealth. She's got to solve the permitting issues, zoning issues, NIMBY, all that stuff. But she has plans for that as well.
Everybody, especially on business networks, talks about what does Wall Street want to hear. Donald Trump continues to trend better on the so-called broader economy. What do you think she has, because you are a supporter, that he doesn't have, that she could bring to the economic table?
I think specific programs around the small business you mentioned, for instance, a third of federal contracts going to small business. She's talked about that. She's talked about helping homeowners, EITC, earned income tax credits. She wants to get some wealth into people's hands, and that will, kind of spur the economy and spending. So I think her ideas are good. 23 Nobel Prize-winning economists signed a letter saying this is much better for the economy, the Harris plan, and that the Trump plan would basically raise inflation, slow the economy, raise the deficit. I mean, there's no credible economist who looks at his plan and says, oh, that's going to grow the economy. It's going to cause inflation to go back up.
Well, actually, the Committee for Responsible Government came out with some numbers, and it looks like both these candidates would push huge numbers of money, huge amounts into the deficit to add to it. They pointed out that Harris's planned spending would add $4 trillion to the deficit, but conversely, Trump's planned spending would add $8 trillion, ostensibly because of, I would assume, the anticipated tariff effect.
Well, remember, we have a track record here. He had $8.4 trillion in his first term, more than any other president. Just to put that in context, Obama added about that much in 2 terms. And so if he lowers taxes more, raises tariffs at the same time, stops immigration because that lowers labor costs, there's no question inflation is going to go up and the deficit is going to go up. That's just the way it works.
Well, inflation under Donald Trump was definitely lower. Obviously, there was the pandemic effect and the supply chain issue, which has been mostly worked through. Inflation was at 40-year highs 2 years ago. It has now come down, but it is still above the Fed's target. Things are still expensive for a lot of Americans. And, Donald Trump pounds the table and says this is her and Joe Biden's fault. Why isn't it? I would imagine you'd say it wasn't.
I think a lot of voters, this will be the key issue. Do you blame Biden and Harris? Do you blame Trump? Or do you blame COVID? I think more coming to the conclusion was probably COVID. Donald Trump inherited a great economy from Obama, 2.4% growth. Obama had to fix something, our real economy, a crisis he had to fix. He handed it off, created more jobs than Trump did. So he benefited from the trend that was there for 7 years already. All he had to do was just let it keep coasting, which he did for the first 3 years, and then COVID hit. That wasn't his fault, but it wasn't Biden and Harris' fault either. But that was the start of inflation when you have labor shortages, you have oil prices going up because of the Ukraine war, grain prices, everything happening at once. No president could have stopped that. So I think more people are concluding that that's a black swan event. Let's look forward and see who can help us with their plan going forward.
Let's talk about Black Americans, specifically Black men. The past couple of months, much has been made that Donald Trump is attracting more Black men. Tell me exactly what you see here, because in the last couple of days, a recent poll from the Alliance for Black Equality shows that Harris is actually gaining ground with young Black men. Gen Z popularity grew from 59% to 69%. Those ages 23 to 29 rose to 62%. Black men 18 to 22 jumped to 52.7%. What is it about her recent messaging, if you believe this poll, that has suddenly worked in her favor?
So she saw the same numbers you saw and came out with a plan for Black men, which we helped get out in the marketplace. And so there's been
just on a call yesterday, right?
Yeah, we had a call Monday night with about 5,000 people on it. BET kind of recorded a in-person session on Tuesday night, I think it was.
5,000?
About 5,000 people.
Black men?
All Black men. And so she has put out a plan for Black men. She's been talking to them directly. Part of this is just recognizing that no one's been talking to them. And this is the first time someone's asked them for their vote. So that's number one. Then two, her plan had the things in it that they cared about, which are all economic related. I want to buy a house. I want lower healthcare costs. I want childcare costs. All the things that she's been talking about, those are the things that they poll on.
Everybody wants everything. We have, as you know, massive debt, massive deficit, which we've just talked about. How do you address that, especially when both are talking about certain tax cuts?
Well, at least she has a plan to try to fund her spending. And so she's going to raise taxes on corporations back to 28%. And Warren Buffett said if everybody just paid 25%, actually paid it, we wouldn't have a deficit. So that's one angle. And then two, she's trying to keep taxes lower or if you make $400,000 or less. Other people she's going to raise taxes on. She's trying to generate revenue to cover the cost.
Well, U.S. debt is at $35.2 trillion right now, and climbing. National federal deficit is at $2 trillion. We got to see something give.
Something has to give. I agree with that. But at least she's recognizing that and not putting out plans without any ability to raise revenue.
You've known her for many years.
Since
what
2003.
if she were to win and she says, Charles, I would like you to be in my cabinet? What would you say?
I'm very happy doing what I'm doing, committed to recognize. But thank you for asking, though.
Venture capital is your thing. You ran Oracle. I mean, it's amazing all that you've done, plus your work on Wall Street. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Good to see you again.